Hey guys, what's up? I'm doing a VOD review, a PB review, just to help a runner. I actually do these for my Patreon, but I haven't done one in a while, and I never do them for my Patreon, but I decided I probably should. So yeah, we're just doing a run. It's like intermediate, but if you play the game a lot, maybe it'll help you out still. But it's more of an intermediate runner. So yeah, there's some interesting things I hope we can find. Anyway. So, as you guys know, I always like to. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Like to see. Okay. Exactly when the run starts. And my video is broken. It's unfortunately not what I was looking for. Well, that might be a problem. Yeah, I usually like seeing when the run starts just so we get a slightly more accurate idea of where we're at, but we are just going to go with it and hope it was accurate. Yeah, I like to time this intro text. It should take like 27.2. I think it's 2.3 at the lowest. 2.9's good. 3 is a bit average. 4 up, you actually losing a bunch of time. So it's right when. Yeah, so 27.34. I'm assuming the timer started slightly early. That seems about average. So there's really not significant time loss here. Again, 0.23 is optimal. That's getting every frame perfect text mesh, and your timer starts on time. But I don't think 2734 is like a significant time loss. Uh oh, we already made a really big mistake. I don't know if I can rewind because the last time I tried, it crashed. Yeah, I thought so. My video is like kind of off. Shoot. Well, maybe we can speed things up. Yeah. Yeah, it's just broken. You'll just have to take my word for it. Whoever's watching this video. That basically when you go enter a door, you don't want to overshoot the door. It loses a lot of time. So when you're holding down right there, there's 2 big time losses. You can see, so when you jump diagonal here, if you're going down and then you hit right, you anti-pump. So if you overshoot this door, you lose time on the diagonal, you lose time on the nudging, and you also lose time on the anti-pump. So it loses time on 3 different vectors. So overshooting this door is really bad. If you undershoot the door, you only lose time on the nudging. And if you nudge 1 pixel, it's faster or the same. So if you this door, you don't want to hit the middle, you want to undershoot it. If you undershoot it by like 6 pixels, that's pretty bad, right? 6 pixels undershooting it is a lot better than 6 pixels overshooting it. It's remarkably better. Can't even explain. So with this door, going for the middle is probably not a good idea because you're going to end up overshooting it sometimes, and overshooting it even by 1 pixel is not good. Secondly, if you do overshoot this door, I don't think readjusting back left is generally a good idea. I would, if in the future, if you overshoot like that ever, just nudge. It's generally not a good idea to overshoot, especially going down because you anti-pump every time you try to overshoot it. Right here, and uh-oh. Yeah, see how that was, and so you adjusted twice and he still nudged, so that's a huge time loss. Again, I can't really pause here because the player is like broken, but I'm just looking for some really obvious stuff. Yeah, so I saw some nudging there. You kind of have to nudge there, so I think that's fine. You don't have the nudge there though. That was a mistake. I don't know if you nudge that one. It's really careful here. Make sure well. I guess this one's tough because you don't want to overshoot this. So yeah, I guess you have to nudge here. So never mind. Same with that one. You like kind of have to nudge. It's just weird. It just takes precision. I will say 102.9 sword is really bad. You're losing like 0.5 seconds here. So it's hard to get that time because you didn't lose any time on tech smash. You lost a lot when you got off the bed. Like you lost probably, I don't know, 6 frames from going from the bed to the door. Somewhere between like 4 and 8, frankly. But I'm just assuming 6, right? There was a lot of nudging I noticed on the overworld. I'm assuming your pumping's not perfect. I don't think 102.89 is like that bad. But you are losing a half second to top times. I mean, there's an obvious half second there. So if you're like, where am I losing time? It's half a second. Okay, you got to hit the grass. That's I don't actually know how bad it is to hit the grass. Let's see if I can rewind. Nope. How broken is the video? Okay, it's not that broken. Yeah, I've never tasked this, but hitting this grass for what, one? Oh, it's so broken, dude. This is ridiculous. Okay. I mean, it's like this is like way worse than it's open. I'm assuming it's just one frame. I think the video is just broken. But it can't be good, right? Because when you hit the grass, what it does is it resets your movement. So it's gonna reset your movement back to 1. So it anti-pumps for you if you touch that grass, which is really bad. But also you walk slower in the grass. So if you're in the grass for more than a frame, it actually causes you to go slower. And then when you exit the grass, you also anti-pump because it resets your movement again. So just don't touch this grass. Yeah, just do not touch this grass. Just hold down left out of this, and just make sure you don't overshoot the down left. Because if you overshoot the down left, you're gonna nudge on this right here. So you want to just hold down left slightly, even if 1 pixel. Ideally, just time it and then try to get in here. Don't nudge on these corners. You can hold down left right in the middle here. Anytime it's wider than a tile, hold till you get in the middle, right? Okay, this obviously, you want to do diagonal movement here. Don't nudge on this right here. Make sure you don't nudge here. I think it is better staying high. It seems to give you better RNGs. Diagonal movement. Not do diagonal, it's like pretty bad. Good, that's nice to get around them. Okay, also here's a big mistake. Go here and then go diagonal on the stairs. If you go diagonal early and then cardinal on the stairs, it's just flat slower than if you go here and then diagonal on the stairs. It's just so slower. It's easier, but it is slower. I almost certain you nudged on this, which is really frustrating because it's really hard, I think. But if you are aware of it, you'll get better every time. Like you want to turn like left, like right now. Yeah, look, so what's the problem here is that you're overshooting it and then you're nudging. See how you go backwards? That's not good. I wish the video worked. I mean, right? And you can see it's really hard to tell, but you want to undershoot these and then nudge. If you overshoot the nudge, it just loses it loses like time for overshooting it, and then it loses time for nudging, and it just ends up losing a lot of time. Here's a tricky corner. This is a really tricky corner. Nice. Okay, got by it. Good. Yeah. Okay, notice how you overshot this and then pumped right. I really don't think that's faster than just not pumping. I don't know. You have to time it, but I don't think it's faster. I think it's better to just if you end up overshooting this, just air pump to the door, or nudge, like undershoot this and then nudge and then pump on the wall. But honestly, I think you'll get faster times if you just air pump to the door. Because a lot of times when you pump on this wall, you can only pump to like right here. It's hard to pump this direction, hit left, and then get in this doorway. And if you just air pump, you can pump in the doorway. So yeah, see how it's really hard to go from here to here? Because right there you nudged on this corner right here, which is a really bad mistake in Escape. I'm trying to see if this thing will work. Of course, this is not going to work. This video is already longer than I was hoping. Yeah, see, there's a lot of movement mistakes here. god, dude! Holy crap! I gotta close this. I'm pretty sure it just broke. I just had to close it. I have to fix the video. Well, I guess this website is way worse than I was hoping. You know what else is worse than I was hoping? Windows 11. Jesus Christ. Better, perfect. Anyway, yeah, it's good to review these mistakes. Not in there. Yeah, this is a problem. Honestly, like this really shouldn't be happening. If you're gonna overshoot that far, the diagonal movement ruins any amount of pumps you get. And then here's what I was talking about earlier. Right now, you just want to hold up. Look at those nudge movements. Those nudge movements are critical because of the diagonal. They like they compound, so it ends up losing a lot more. Now, this room sucks, by the way. I just freaking hate it. So good RNG, nice. A little way too far past him. I hate to criticize that, but you just have to, because there's I mean, like, tasks, ideally you would actually damage boost through this guy. The problem when this guy stops here is that it's really annoying to go around him. The problem with going so far around him too is that, like, you can hold up right now because these guys only have one tile hitbox. You can basically hold diagonal right now, but you'd get hit. Dude, are you kidding me? See, this video player is something else. Yeah, like right here you want to go diagonal, or like maybe like right here, because the problem with doing a late diagonal here, normally I think doing a late diagonal is fine, but it's eating into your movement because you're going away from the door. Like when you do a late diagonal like way down here, you're not really going away from the door. Like every time you go, every little bit you go diagonal more, and every little bit you go up more, you're getting farther away from the door, and it's like it adds up. Oh, that was good. Did you see that? That's good. That's what you want to do in general. See how you're under the door? That means you're not overshooting it. Undershooting is the same. It's getting frame perfect. Like frame perfect's optimal, or pixel perfect is optimal. Sometimes when you're going right or down, nudging a pixel faster, but whatever. Don't need to worry about that. In fact, we'll go into sewers because there's a really easy screen. You can see this in sewers. Yeah, the undershooting is really good. Okay, let's go back to sewers because this is like a blueprint for like your movement for the whole run. Oh yeah, right here. So right here, you basically want to undershoot this always. So like even right now, if you hold down from here, you're fine. You lose like 1 frame. It like does not matter. You actually did that really well, so there's not much to like. That's great. Yeah, look at that. That's perfect. That is perfect. That's what you want. If you enter this pixel perfect, it let's say it's 0 frames. If you're 1 pixel to the right, it saves a frame. I don't know why. It's not always like this, but it saves 1 frame if you're 1 pixel to the right. If you're 2 pixels to the right, it loses a frame, right? It loses 1 frame if you're 2 pixels to the right. If you're 2 pixels to the left, look at this in frame counter, it loses like 4 frames or something. It's 3 or 4. It's some ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, like, it's not even close. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Like, use it as a blueprint for entering doors, because that'll totally change. Like this is so extreme that if you're nudging all the way on the right, and then left 1 frame, it's almost the same speed as like 3 pixels left, or like 2 pixels left. It's almost the same speed. Like, it's so important to undershoot these doors or be exactly frame perfect, right? It's so important. Like, you should not be aiming for a pixel perfect movement, because you'll sometimes overshoot it. Always aim for a 1 under or 2 under. Always. If you overshoot it, it's always a time loss. If you're right in the middle, you got lucky. That's how it works. So that should be a blueprint for every door, every corner. Hold up, my video is like way bigger than the guys. This is the worst. This is the worst VOD review I've ever done in my life. But hopefully any of that made sense. I'm just gonna reiterate really quickly because I don't know how much of that was not on video. All I'm saying is like this is perfect, right in the middle. If you're really far right, it barely loses time. If you're even just a little bit far left of center, it loses a lot of time. In fact, I think 1 pixel far left of center actually only loses like 2 frames or 1 frame, but it starts to really add up. So just don't overshoot it. Just aim for like 1 or 2 to the right. This is actually like, this is where I aim for. This is a really great pixel. So anyway, let's do this stupid screen. Yeah, you turned early here and you nudged on the statue, I'm pretty sure, which loses a lot of time. You should never be doing that. Okay, no, you didn't nudge, which is good, but you're getting like pointless cardinal movement. So you're moving this room actually is just not good in general. So because this is an anti-pump room, which means because you're going left, or you're going right, my bad. You don't want to don't hold diagonal out of the door. Normally you would, but there's no way to line it up with this. So basically you just hold right out of the door. And then when you're right about right here, it doesn't really matter. You hit diagonal and then you go diagonal on these statues. And then you're going to hold that diagonal until you're slightly to the left of the center of the door. And then just hold up. And then you can pump once in this doorway. So you held diagonal out, which doesn't lose an anti-pump. That's good. But notice you have to do a diagonal anyway right here. So why not just hold diagonal out the door? Do 1 diagonal here. It's easier. And then don't do this awkward up movement. Just hold diagonal. And right early, just right before you get to the door, hold up early, and then you can pump once in the doorway. Twice actually if you're good at it. 3 times if you're good at it. But really you can just really once. That was an awkward movement, obviously. I'm sure you're aware of that. Like I went up, it didn't even really punish you that much, so that's just requires practice, right? There's nothing like, it's not like a movement thing. That was better. That's fine. This looks good to me. That was awkward. I mean, again, this is awkward. You just can't do that stuff. Just nudge this corner. Hate to say it, just nudge the corner. Just go down, hard left. If you have to nudge it 1 or 2 pixels, doesn't matter. If you don't nudge it or you overshoot a little bit, it doesn't really matter either. Just try to like fix that. You're actually not nudging corners very much, which is really good. Like you barely nudged any corners. I think you nudged this corner, but you're really not nudging corners, which is fantastic. That's like a big time loss. I think you nudged this corner. Yeah, look at that nudger there. Do you see that nudge? It's kind of hard to see. My video player is so bad, but I might actually get a better video player. Shoot, I don't know if I can. Let me There's nothing weird on my computer, but I might be able to get a better video player. Yeah, so nudging invalidates any amount of pumping. So there's no, like, you don't want to nudge. Yeah, you nudged right here too. You're nudging on this corner and this corner. It totally invalidates the pumping in this area, so there's no point in nudging. In fact, I barely even pump. Like, just make sure you overshoot the corner. So you basically want to go diagonal a few pixels and then start pumping. Same with this one. You want to hold diagonal until you're like basically right here. It's just a safety. And I think you nudge right here. I'm just assuming you nudge right here. You don't nudge right here, which is good. Generally, you're not nudging, which is really good. You did nudge right here and right here though. Again, you overshot this, which is really bad. Overshooting this invalidates any amount of pumping here. Like if you're better off just going diagonal and then holding up. It would have been a lot faster. In fact, like a lot faster. Like just don't pump. And then I noticed also you overshot and then you like recorrected it. If you overshoot, don't recorrect it. Like recorrecting it is just overshooting it again. So that was a really big mistake. I would either not pump here, like you'll literally get faster times, or wall pump a little bit, and then like right here go diagonal. But yeah, whatever you did is okay, great, bad RNG, but it's not really fault. That was really clean. A little early there. You can when your feet are right here, you can actually slash when your feet are right here. But it doesn't really matter. I don't think that's not why you're getting bad times. You not that your time's bad, but also you did stall a little bit on that boomerang. I mean, it's safer to do it, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. But you did lose like 4 or 5 frames there. Ooh, so this just keeps this in mind. If you boomerang right here, you really don't want to walk to the right, so you walked a ton of pixels over and then boomerang. That loses all those pixels you walk right, and then all the pixels you have to walk back to the center. So if you time this out of the menu, it's way better. I think you do that now actually, because this PB is a bit old. But I mean, just keep that in mind for anybody watching. Oh, I think that was good, but I'm pretty sure you did a diagonal on this stair. You can't do diagonal right here. Oh, this game's over pretty odd. It's hard to say. Honestly, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, look how you're doing diagonal. I don't know. I honestly. Oh, also, see how you're nudging on the right side of this? That's good. That's what you want to do. I don't know if you're holding diagonal. If you hold diagonal on these like 8 wide pixel, like anything that's 8 pixels wide, it's a rail. Anything that's a rail like this, you will lose light. It just slows you down for no reason. So make sure to not diagonal on that. I'm not sure you did. You might know that. So I don't know which. By the way, you can pump right here. You can pump right here, and you can pump right here. Technically, you can pump once here. So this room, there's actually a lot going on in this room. Even though it looks like a kind of a dead room. I don't know if some people they're not aware of that. Like same here, you can pump right here. Good, you didn't overshoot that. That's really good. You can pump right there. I don't know how many people know this, but like when you cancel stair cancels on the right, you have to wait 2 pixels or 2 frames. Left is 1 frame. It's like way easier. So his movement was awkward here, but that's because you have to wait 2 frames, and it's just annoying. I saw you practicing this actually. There's 2 ways to do this. So it's actually easier to use your practice VODs than it is to use the PB, because I think this is old. So what I'm actually going to do is scrap this, stop watching it, and then I'm going to look at the practice video, and then we're just kind of trying to do this quickly because I really don't want this video to go over about 23 minutes. And I think we went over a lot of really good just like movement fundamentals. I mean, at this point, you can apply those movement fundamentals everywhere in Desert, Hera, Swamp Palace, anywhere, right? The rest of Escape. So I don't think we need to touch on movement fundamentals anymore. But I just wanted to look at the other VOD because this is all current stuff. And he's actually doing practice, which is it's way easier to judge in a good way, right? It's a lot easier to look at. It's a lot, you learn a lot more. It's right, it's well, shoot, guys. Don't ever use this site. It's just junk. Apparently it's just trash. Yeah, I think this will be more helpful for me and him. And hopefully the VOD is not broken. It is completely broken. Yeah, so there's 2 things going on here. There's 2 ways to do this fight. You can either turn diagonal right before this. See this point right here? Right before this, like I do it like right here. Do diagonal and then walk down. And I believe you walk down until your shadow's right here. And then you try to line up with them. It's a lot more consistent, but I find it slightly slower. Alternatively, you can do this strat that it's the other way to do this. You turn like right here, but you actually walk down to like right about here, maybe a little bit lower. So it's a little bit higher, and then you actually I think what you do is you slash early, or you just slash right in the middle. I don't know, and it's why I don't do that strat. So the reason I stop here and then go all the way down to like right about here. I just find it easier and more consistent, but that's how you do it. So the problem here is that you you're stopping here, but then you're going way down. So it's kind of, you're doing like neither strat. Notice you're like too low. It doesn't make sense. If you're gonna go that low, just do it here. It's a lot more consistent. If you stop here, you want to step higher. So, and these actually look a lot better. Honestly, these look pretty good. Like if you're focused and you're mentally there, I think you get some pretty good volunteer guards. Yeah, but you see how you got hit? That's why you don't go so far down when you stop early or when you stop really late. If you stop late, you want to be a lot higher. I can't do it. It's way too difficult. I would recommend playing around with that. Again, right here, you want to go all the way down to this line. If you right here, it's like right here where these big old circle thing. So if you stop earlier, it's a bigger line, right? Stop late, it's a really small line. So that's how it works. But anyway, you can skip that. Let's go on to something else. Okay, here's snakes are really dumb. I mean, there's not much. There's something constructive here, but it's just dumb. It's just dumb. Oh yeah, what I actually would highly recommend here. This is like kind of the de facto strat. There are better strats, I think, but we've never really figured them out. You want to stop Link right when the bottom of your shadow touches this line right here. See that line right there? That's when you stop. Because if you stop right on that line, you only have to worry about the center, and it's so much easier. I noticed you're going a little bit under the line. You're going to get hit by this guy. It's just annoying. Yeah, see how you're going too far down. And then you don't want to go down, right? It's slower. And also notice that if you just stopped on that line, you get a free path. So that would save you a lot of time. Yeah, see, you want to be right on that line. You can just totally avoid right here. That was perfect. Actually, that was perfect. You do have to react to RNG here, but generally that line is what you want to do. Because right now, what's happening is you're only equipped. You're only going to react well to the worst RNG. That's not what you want to do. It's a speed run, right? You want the best RNG and then react well to the best RNG, and then maybe find some middle ground. So that's why I think that middle line is going to be a lot better than the bottom line. Like the bottom line is not doing much. That's good. Really good diagonal boom. I know I do that a lot, so I know you watch me a lot, so yeah, that always hits the walls. Unfortunately, you're gonna see that in runs. I mean, some people just reset, so it's not really the end of the world. Obviously, going down here is you don't want to do that. That's like obviously huge time loss. But I don't know why you did that. Maybe it's a mistake. I'm not really sure. I'm not gonna judge it too much. I noticed you just nudged that corner a lot, which is like really bad actually. I was talking earlier about nudging corners. I gotta hammer that home as much as I can. This is a really big nudge. There's actually no reason to nudge this corner. If you overshoot this by like, you can like go up to here. This bad actually, if you overshoot it a little bit, the bad actually sometimes goes right and it's faster. But even if you overshoot like right up here and you just go up, he still doesn't hit you. Like there's no difference. So you should never ever nudge that corner. And that's something that I just look out for the whole run. It's super important. It happens everywhere in Eastern. This dungeon it's everywhere. And I'll point out some really tricky ones that like matter a lot, but just keep an eye on that because that's a big deal. Oh, here's another thing that I think is generally gonna lose you time. Same thing with the doors. You don't really need to, like this is a time save. It's not even a time save. I mean, this isn't even really a time save. It might be a time save. Maybe you saved a frame. I don't think it's worth it. Honestly, I just go diagonal to the door and then hold up. Or go diagonal to the door and then do a really tight right input to an up input. Just open the door. If you do these cardinal inputs like to auto adjust right in front of the door, you're losing time. Like you're just gonna lose time. You're not saving time. It's way harder and you're losing time. So I really don't recommend it. Okay, here's a good one. That's alright. It's pretty good actually. That's pretty good. I don't think that was. It's good. You know, reacted well like to the mistake. Here's something tricky. I was talking earlier about rails. This is a rail. So if you go down here, you want to go right. Don't hold diagonal right here because it lags on the rail. You might know that. It looks like on some level you did, right? Like it looks like on some level you did. Maybe you might know that, but yeah, they're just hard. I mean, good thing you're practicing it, right? That's good. Let's see if you I want to see if you get the rail lag. It's hard to say though because my video player sucks, and obviously you're trying to do the room, so it's hard to say. Pumping on these is really important. Yeah, see how you're doing diagonal right here. You're inevitably getting rail lag. You want to overshoot this, like right here you hit diagonal instead of right here. So you're I'm certain you're getting rail lag, some or all of your runs. So it's just something tricky. I would just in general like get a lot more comfortable with like holding diagonals, knowing where to hold diagonals. Like you see how you're doing all this weird cardinal movement. You need to be able to hold the diagonal, overshoot this corner, or hold the diagonal and then transition to a cardinal movement right on this corner. I think your controller is kind of weird, which is why you're doing that. I do think so. I don't think it's really your fault. But even with a weird controller, it's something you really have to just get familiar with. This game is like holding diagonal, very quickly switching to an up input, and then holding the up input, and then pumping a little bit after you start holding the up input. That is actually also a really big movement error. Never ever do this. If you ever are in a situation, just face the wall. Actually, you can face right. I think facing the wall is a lot easier. Just face the wall and hold. This is what I mean. Hold the diagonal until you open the door, and then do a right and an up, or do what you do. It is the exact same. Do what you do, but make sure you undershoot this door. Like right here is too far, and you go even farther. So that's gonna be a really big time loss. I mean, this is like 10 frames. Like this is like almost 0.2 seconds. Like that's a significant time loss. So yeah, I mean, you're trying to pump here too. It's just really good because I think over time you'll get better at that. Yeah, look at that. The pumping's awkward. I think your controller kind of sucks, honestly, which is why the pumping's a little bit awkward. Because I noticed something awkward movement over here, and then also the key rat. And these are actually all really smooth. So I mean, like, look at that. That's like really smooth. If your movement got cleaner here, like in a run, I would just abandon the pumping honestly because it's not saving time. If your movement got cleaner here, that last one was like really good. Like that's like gold pace for sure. Like look at that. Like that's super clean. So these are getting a lot better. These all look pretty good. That does happen sometimes. You just got to go back onto this. Make sure you hit the switch. But yeah, these are pretty good actually. I'm gonna just skip this. Yeah, this one sucks. Hey, look at that. Love this strat, man. Look at that. That's clean. Yeah, here. They said door movement is just awkward though. This is what I mean. Like, basically, you want to be touching this wall. You got to be touching the wall. You need to be diagonal touching the wall all the way until you get right in front of the door, not too fat past it, and then just hold up. You need to be able to hold those diagonals and then transition to an up input. Instead, you know, I'm sure you saw that too. I don't need to go into great detail, but you know, overshooting the door is a mistake. You're not touching the wall. That's another mistake. So this is like another 10 frames or another 12 frames for it. You know, you didn't need to lose that. You didn't need to lose that time. You know. So that's a good, actually, really good reaction to it. Yeah, I feel like your reactions to RNG are pretty good in general. Like of all the things I'm watching, like that actually seems totally like super. Like you're doing really well, I think, in that department. You know, I mean, we're all different skill levels and different time and whatnot. We have different like skill sets, but I think that's something that like you seem to have a better grasp on. That's pretty clean. A little bit of steak on that guy, but it's not a big deal. So two things: you can pump out of the store. It's kind of hard, especially if you're not super good at pumping. Also, you went way too high. Basically, like just release your sword like right when your shadow is above this line, like right here. Just release your sword. That'll save you a ton of time because you're not walking with the sword. Loses additive time. So, I mean, that'll save you another 6 frames, 8 frames maybe. I mean, we're close to a second of time loss just off like really simple controllable movement with any any skill level. Every run, like, yeah, this room fucking sucks, especially if, like, it just sucks. But I don't want to go into it too much. I mean, the easiest, yeah, see how you're just too high on that. That's the only issue. You can pump here. It saves a ton of time because you have your sword out. You're just too high. You're just a little bit too high. That's better. Yeah, I mean, I would do that, but for people that want like insight on this, the more you go left and right, the harder this is. And that it gets really difficult. It's just because of those rooms you have to like grind forever. So, yeah, I would. What do you do right there? It's pretty good. Like once to get a 21, that's one of the screens you need to be able to go left a few frames, down. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, they make sure to learn that. Good job. That's super key. I would like highly recommend keep doing that. This is fucking nice. Also, you are slashing way too early. It just loses time. Like it's like another 10 frames or 12 frames. Like you just want to slash in front of the door or even in the doorway. I mean, don't slash before the doorway. It's like just a mistake. And then right here, yeah, you're not even that much higher. You're like 5 pixels high. 4, yeah, probably a little bit more than that, I guess. Look at that. That was really good. That was good. That's what you like. What I'm saying is, if you want to get a 21, you need to be able to do that a little bit cleaner. You're golden. That's like really what you want to be able to do. And then Armos, again, this is a room that you just need to grind out. Doing that down arrow strat, it does require, like, it's harder than this, but doing that down arrow strat, it's a necessary strat. You have to learn it, I think. So anyway, we can skip this. It's not really exhausted it. I hold up here, but holding left is okay. It's not too bad. You can pump out of this doorway, which is why I hold up, because I like to pump and then I like to stop thinking about it, so I just keep holding up. If you like to pump and then hold left, it's just confusing, I think. But yeah, it's not really a big deal. Actually, up has a lot of disadvantages too, I think. So this is good. I missed the dash. That's fine. That's pretty good. I know you're rusty too, so like I think these are you know, if it's like if the idea is good, you'll figure the strat out. If the concept is good, you'll get better at it. That doesn't matter. The concept needs to be good. That was good. Look at that. That was really clean. You can do that. You actually don't have to do this. There's a much easier way to do this, where if you just like go in the middle, press A, and then press left and press A again, it's 10 times easier than that. So keep an eye out. If you're watching somebody, keep an eye out for how they do that. Yeah, I just noticed you're not pumping in these doorways. You're losing a lot of time on this. Basically, you want to pump in these doorways. See how you're early? That's good. Yeah, see how you're not pumping? I'm assuming every doorway you're not pumping. I mean, it's probably like 10 seconds over the course of the Master Sword run. Oh, well, maybe not 10, but let's say it's 3 frames per doorway, 4 frames per doorway, and there's what, 40 doorways? I mean, there's a bunch in this game. 160 frames. Okay, 3 seconds. Let's say it's 3 seconds over this run. That's not an exaggeration. Like that's. I mean, I think it's more than that, honestly. But because there's one doorway right here, there's another doorway up there. I mean, this is Eastern. There's like not that many doorways in Eastern. Dumb. This one's dumb. Like it's just stupid. You can also see why I complain about my D-pad so much, because this game's entirely D-pad movement, and it's just everywhere. There's just necessary, important, subtle D-pad movement. Absolutely everywhere. Okay, here's a huge issue. Same issue. Do not undershoot this ever. Ever. It's like, this is where I learned this, where undershooting is like a massive time loss. It was this screen. And the easiest way to do this is like, right when your ear touches this, hold right. In fact, if you hold right here, it only loses like 3 frames. It's not a big deal. If you undershoot it, it loses like 9. Like it's or if you go too far under, it loses like 9 frames. So if you, yeah, like right here. Okay, that's even too far. That's too far. Shoot, I wish my thing was better. The golden, it's like right here is basically the golden. Yeah, see, because of the 2-1 movement. This is actually the optimal thing, but I like to go right when your ear. I like to go right when your ear is touching that line. So because of the 2-1 movement, it's 1 frame before this one. Right when your ear is touching this thing, hold right, and you went it too far under instead. Yeah, this one's tough. This is a tough room, I think, but handled it, almost nailed it. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this. Notice how you press B and nothing came out. So if you dash through an enemy and you kill the enemy, it you need to wait 4 frames before you slash. So if you dash through an enemy and you kill an enemy, this includes squirrels, you have to wait 4 frames before you slash. Now the squirrel thing only ever comes up in forgetting either, so it's not a big deal, but you have to wait 4 frames. So that's why it's hard to screen, but that's also why nothing came out. It's a really difficult screen. Same thing here. You know, so you dash through this enemy and kill it, you have to wait for frames. So what I do, especially if you go too far left here, hit right and then hit left. If you can do that, that's a big time save, because it means it's not drifting too far left, but it also means if you hit right and left, it eats at that 4 frame window. So the problem is if you go really far left here, which is bad because you're getting farther away from the door, and then you turn left and slash, well, you have to wait 4 frames. So you're actually turning left for 4 frames, and then you have to wait. You know, there's a human error window, and then you slash. I mean, you've lost like a whole tile, and this is a real thing. It happens all the time. So if you want to dash like right when your shadow goes past this line right here, and the tighter you cut it, the better. It's the problem with this game. Yeah, everything has to be super tight, and if you don't make it tight, you lose time. And then go down, and if you end up going like dashing like right here, so be it, right? But just go right a little bit and then left and then slash. It's more mechanically difficult, but it actually makes the room a lot easier. So I try that out. It might help you out a lot. Lastly, let's see if you yeah, that was good. Yeah, I want to see it like 2 more times and then. Yeah, see how that's getting you. Also, you can just dash out. If you just dash out right here, it's the same as walking. It's a lot easier, I think. It's always gonna bitch you. Yeah, just do right left. It'll solve a lot of your problems, I think. Honestly, this is alright. If this is cleaner, it's easier to get to these guys. And I think the big problem is like right here. I don't think these guys are a super critical issue, so I think you can find there. I hate that diagonal, but it's fine. I think it's fine. I would keep doing it. I would keep doing it. Yeah, so this is the room I was talking about. So this is freaking hard. You can pump here. I do not recommend it. You're not going to do well with it right now. It's really important to not nudge this corner, but you also want to nudge this on the dash. So let's see what happens here because I'm curious. Yeah, see how you're nudging this right here? So you're losing time on that. You actually want to overshoot this. Make sure you overshoot this and then nudge. If you overshoot all the way to this thing, it is slower than if you stop your diagonal right here. And you don't need to, so I don't recommend it. It looks like it looks like a noob mistake. It's not that bad, and there's a reason people do that. But yeah, just overshoot this by like 3 more frames. I mean, it's easy. I've noticed you do this a lot actually. It's difficult to I don't know. I mean, I do it too. You should just start your dash like right. Well. Notice how you went up and then started to do dash? That loses time. I've seen you do that like 3 times, so just keep in mind, like basically start your dash and then turn up. It's just safe frame. Like this stuff all adds up. This is also why this game is so frustrating, because it's like just a billion different movement stuff. It's like all movement, all D-pad inputs, the whole game. Like if your D-pad doesn't work, it's like, well, you can't really play the game. I don't really want to watch Lane though. I'm sure you know, it's kind of an obnoxious fight, so. I guess like the most obvious thing is like when you bonk this wall, you want to go up a little bit, and actually you want to go up and to the right a little bit. So it does help out because you would actually get doubles in those. If you're up and to the right a little bit, those are both double hits. Yeah, just go up. Yeah, perfect. Because notice that that's a double hit. Also, the diagonals aren't bad. Just do left rights. Like in this game, if you don't need to do diagonal, just don't do it. Like keep your movement as dumb as possible. You're doing fine though. I mean, it just takes practice, and like it's just a hard fight. There's a lot of RNGs here. I don't think as long as it's open, it's good. I hope you know that. Yeah, you know this. You know the trick where like now you fire. You're a little bit too close to it. Again, don't be in the middle. Don't be in the middle. Go to the right. Yeah, like you're in the middle. You're even close. You're too far left. Like it's better to be right here. Like you could be fucking right here. Like your shield can be right here. No, wait. Like see this part of your shadow? This could be a whole tile to the left. It doesn't. You can be pretty freaking far left. You can also be pretty high. But being closer to the right, the rock's gonna hit you a lot of times. Yeah, see, it keeps hitting you. Yeah, this is good. This is a good distance to the right. You can't be higher because what's gonna happen is if this guy's arc up, your second arrow's gonna go under him. That's good RNG. Good RNG. Almost really good setup there. Good, nice. That's really solid. Good, really good arrow. That's really good. Yeah, this fight's actually looking pretty. It's pretty good. I mean, this fight looks right. It looks fine. Like this fight looks a lot better than the fundamental movement stuff. If you just practice this game a bunch, this will get better. You know, and the movement stuff, I think you need to figure it out somehow. Like you can't just do it forever. Yeah, look at that start. Like look at the start. Okay, I noticed you put 3 arrows in that guy. I know my video I say never do that. Never do that. You just it's 2, 2, 4. Never do 3 into the second guy. It's a bait. It sounds like it's a good thing, but it's actually like secretly a really bad thing. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of lane practice. Oh, good. This is a good screen. Yeah, so this will never work because he technically grabs the wall right here. You have to be facing up or down, so this will never work. That's something that like people usually learn the hard way. Oh, spin speed movement is my favorite. It's my favorite. In Eastern, this is huge in Eastern, but it comes up here as well. It's a really hard, and this is where it's so important to hold diagonals, know when to change a diagonal into a cardinal input. It's just so important in this game. Yeah, you nudge. I'm pretty sure. Actually, it looks like you did not nudge right here. There's so many people nudge right here. Nudging and spin speed movement is a 4x time loss. Just always overshoot this corner. Overshoot and then just hold it left. Like right when you overshoot this corner, hit left. You just think about it. It's upright, 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 upright. Once you get past this weird thing right here, up, immediate up left, right? Up right, up left. Do it up left until you get past this corner, and you're gonna be like up here, and then just slam left. It loses 0 or 1 frames. It's no question. If you ever nudge this, it's slower. It's not ever worth it. And then just needs to be a hard. Here's what I'm talking about. This needs to be a hard left. Right here, just hit up right, up left. This needs to be up left. Because this doesn't happen, right? If you just hold up left, and this needs to be holding up left pretty much this entire thing. That way this never happens. And then what you want to do is you have to just time this. It sucks. I hate this thing right here. So I get it. You have to just time it. And it just sucks. Also, yeah, your pumping is a little bit... I've noticed your pumping is like super off. It's super off. You lose a lot of time on pumping. You're losing a lot of time on not pumping, but you lose even more time on bad pumping. If you did a run where you just did no pumping, you'd get faster times. Like if your next run you did absolutely no pumping and it was just you just played the game with no pumping whatsoever, you would get like considerably faster time even. But I would recommend doing that, and then or figure out how to pump better, because your pumping is like a really glaring issue. This is a mistake too. I'll just fix your movement here. This is something that I can just tell you and you'll do better at the game. Right here, or slightly earlier, maybe like right here. Just hit right, and you might even know this, right? But just hit right, hold upright out of that, so you're facing this way, and then it'll automatically put you on this under here, right? And then once you get past this corner, hit right and down, hit down right, and hold that down right. You're gonna hit this, it doesn't matter. Hold that down right until you hit the bottom here. And you need to learn the diagonals. Learn to make sure you can do those diagonals every single time. And do it slowly. Just hit right, hit upright till you go past this corner, past this thing. Never nudge on this, right? Down right, you'll nudge here, it does not matter. Nudging here doesn't matter. And the reason for that's tricky, because if you're holding down right, you don't actually nudge, it just moves you cardinal. But if you move cardinal and then you hit cardinal on this, it'll nudge. So you just want to do upright, down right. This will automatically move you down, and then keep holding down right. Okay, yeah, you have to learn that. And then you basically hit down right until right here, right? And then transition to a right input. And you gotta get really comfortable with those. Also, just cancel this with a dash and then go in there. Don't ever go in there with sync speed, because you don't get the quick verb. All right, what's next? I know we didn't go over everything, but like honestly, I'm getting tired. And once you get a PB, we can look at the PB and then see what's changed and then what can get better. This is good. Nice. I'm impressed you did that. This is a hard Scott. So I'm impressed. That was really awkward. And it is awkward because the door opens. But that's why I stress so much being able to know the diagonals and then hold diagonals and transition into cardinals. It's so important in this game. This next screen is a necessary skill. Yeah, like this is good. That's good. Whatever you did there, learn that very well. Now, notice you're not touching the door. That's a mistake. It's effectively a mistake. You should be touching this door. This door doesn't lag because it's not open, and it opens, and then you have to do this like really awkward movement. Just make sure you're touching the door. Like do diagonal to the door, and then cardinal. 10 times easier. It's clear, way easier. I mean, it's just there's no question. And you've been making that mistake so many times on these doors. If you clean that up, I mean, you're saving seconds instantly, and it's easier. It's an easier run, so that's something that can be so helpful. Yeah, see how it's just this is just awkward. It should be cardinal, till you overshoot this corner. Diagonal, cardinal, cardinal. Really simple. Really simple. Like less is more in this game. 100% of the time. I wonder if not canceling stair lecture is better. Whatever you do in here, I would keep doing it. I know this one's difficult and you're gonna lose runs to it because it's a difficult screen. But if you're committed to the strat, because you can pick up an easy strat, but if you're committed to the strat, just keep doing it because it looks like it's working. Bumper skip freaking annoying. Yeah, that is not optimal. I don't know if there's good input here because honestly, this strat's kind of hard. And if you're getting it by doing that, then I would just keep doing that. Oh, good cancel. That was good. Yeah, like see how you failed it right there. It's like getting it is the most important thing. So it's like if you have to do awkward movement or go slow, I would do that. Maybe just go slow. I don't know. It's like that worked. If you go too slow, sometimes this guy blocks you and you lose your run. That's not bonk, yeah. I mean, what a lot of people say is like, see these two dots right here. Your shadow basically has to be between these two dots. That's kind of the short answer. See, like that'll work. Actually, it didn't work. See, that's too low. Yeah, you're way too low. That's too high. Yeah, you're not like in between the dots. Yeah, you're just gonna hit the corner. That'll work. See how you're like right between the two dots. Now, if you're facing right and you're facing down, your shadow's in a different spot. But this is a general idea. This should work though. Look at that. See, you're too low. You're not. You're like under the dot. Oh, that worked. Ooh. Okay. See, I was wrong. I think you're on the bottom pixel. But yeah. You know what? This is what I mean. See how the shadow. So when you're facing down and you're facing right, your shadow's 1 pixel lower. So this would not have worked if you were facing down and your shadow is in that position. But when you're facing down, your shadow is actually between these two dots. So this does work. So it's kind of tricky. Like I think for bumper skip, that's kind of what I do is like go down to the pixel, start dash, and then check the shadow while you're holding down and then turn right. It's just hard though. I mean, it's just hard. I don't know. Honestly, if you run a good run, just go around. God, tell me. I'm serious. Like, if you run a good run, it's like 2 seconds. So just go around, because it's your whole run. It's at risk, and it just go around. Like, if you need the bumper skip to go for it, but just go around. So just go around. I know nobody wants to go around, but like, nobody wants to do another run. Like. And you're nervous, like it's just not a good idea. Here's some boulder fight. Yeah, I would either do this or dash in here. That's perfect. Actually, I think dashing is faster than that. So I would just dash up here. It's gonna save you like 15 frames. That was good. That was really good. Almost got it. Hey, nice re-grip on the sword. Yeah, this is really good so far. I don't know where you learned this, but this is really good. It's not perfect, but I mean, it's okay. That was awkward, but that's good. That's a great fight. If you got that in a run, I think you'd be happy. You know. Yeah, just dash off. Actually, walking off is good. Walking off is good, and dashing off is good. I know dashing, he hits you sometimes and you lose your run. I agree, it's kind of lame. So maybe that's why you walk off. Don't slash and then walk off. It doesn't make any sense. Either dash up or just walk up. The thing about walking is if he gets nearby, you can just stop the walking. So, but yeah, good start. And really good RNG there. Good RNG again. Good poke. The poking's really. I mean, these are all quick kills. Like this is a really good fight so far. That was lucky, but it works. Sometimes it works. I don't think he meant to do that. That was a very, very impressive kill. I don't think he meant to do that. That was a good Moldorm though. You know, I think if you got that Moldorm and you got a 3 or 4 cycle, I think you get a PB. Like if you clean your movement up, you got that Moldorm, and a 4 cycle or a 3 cycle. And I mean, you can get a 30-second PB like tomorrow. Like a lot of this movement, it can be cleaned up within a few days, in a few hours. Look at that. That's a good kit. Yeah, your Moldarm and Beetles are like a lot better than I think other elements of the run. Like this Moldarm is way more. It's way better than Bumper Skip, for example. You know, like the Bumper Skip was not consistent. This is good. I mean, this is very good. I know for a fact. You watched my Master Sword video and you probably learned this from that. Good. This is that's what you want. You just pick up obvious stuff, like pick up the best strat immediately. No reason to learn all the bad stuff. Just do the best stuff from the start. Because this is giving you a ton of mileage. It's not perfect. Like this is not perfect. Like, you didn't need to spin there. You could have spun slightly earlier, but you did spin and you hit them. That's good. That's really good. That is really good. Like right here, you can probably go over, but I mean, what you're doing right now is like really solid. Like you could have poked him slightly sooner. I think that's fine. You should have known to go under and then poke him, but generally, I don't think you're really making any errors there. Good. That was a good slash even. Learn the strat because you're doing so good at Moldarm. I think that you could probably implement some more advanced strats. So here's an advanced strat. On the last hit of Moldarm when he's going really fast, wait for him to go towards you because eventually Moldarm will always go towards you. And on the fast phase, it's really easy. I mean, it happens really quickly is what I mean. So he's going to start going towards you pretty soon here. Right here. He's going towards you. Just start a dash. All you need to do is start a dash right here. You cannot get hit. And it always hits him. It's like a solution for the fight. So it'll happen again. So this dash is not safe. You'll get hit. Or he goes too far away. It's a problem. So I want to see a few more Moldarms to see if there's an opportunity for that. Because I think that could really... That can make your Moldarm like really, really high quality. Yeah, good spin there. Good spin. You can look at that. See, you need to spin too. Yeah. So see, he's going towards you. Just start a dash right here. Now, because he's going towards you, you could just wait in the corner. I think that's fine too, and that's going to be easier to do. Yeah, on PB page. Yeah, I would. So right here, I would never, ever dash here unless you just don't care because usually you just get hit. What you want to do is wait, hold down, because what this guy's gonna do, he's not gonna go all the way down to the bottom. He's gonna turn, and so you can either wait for him to turn and then spin, or wait for him to turn and then start a dash. So let's see what happens here. See how he turned right here? Actually, this is a really good, what you did is a good option too, I think. It's kind of a gamble, because if he turns right, he's going to knock you down. But this is good, because you have a really easy spin right here. Looks like you got it. And you, look, another really, really, really easy spin. Perfect hit. Like, your Moldarm's fine. I would say your Moldarm is by far the best part of the run. This is by far the best part of the run. I don't know. Maybe it's the hockey. It just taught you to get involved. Like you just know how to get involved. This is and that's really good. That's really good because Master Sword's pretty dependent on Moldarm and Landmo, and it looks like you do pretty good on Moldarm. The Landmo wasn't all bad either. The Landmo needs a little bit of tuning on the very beginning, but the yeah, I mean Moldarm's it looks great. I really look at that. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. I don't know. I always personally whenever I'm doing well at something, I overthink it and then I start doing really poorly. I hope that doesn't happen for the Moldarm fight. I know it will because things come and go. But yeah, whatever you do on Moldarm, keep doing it. I would just fix the it's like there's two glaring mistakes that needs to be addressed like right now. The pumping, your pumping is just, it doesn't even it's a problem. You're either not pumping or you're trying to pump and it's just negative, and it's actually causing you time loss. So you're losing time on the run, like you're losing time on this run by pumping. So if you just didn't pump, you'd get a better run, which is a problem. So either that I don't know. That's some. I mean, you'll have to figure that out yourself. I think, 'cause like that's partially it's partially a controller. I think your controller has some issues, so it's partially a controller. It's not really your fault in that way, but you'll just have to address that. But then also the other one is just learning and believing in the diagonals. Like just like learn to hold the diagonal and then transition into a cardinal input, especially around doors, especially in spin speed, especially like the general. I thought not nudging on corners. I thought you did a pretty good job of that. There were a few here and there. I thought in general you're pretty top of that. You were overshooting doors a lot. That does lose a lot of time. There's a lot of time lost there. Um, Bumper skip. I mean, you're gonna lose the run to the bumper skip. That bumper skip was not clean. I would just use the dots and like, that can help out. I don't. What else? What else was there that really jumped out at me? If you clean up the ball and chain, the very intro for that, I think that could be it could revolutionize that fight for you. Revolutionize the fight for you. Like you're doing so well on the mole arm, it's like you clearly have a lot of potential. I think for the ball and chain guard fight and the Lama fight, which you could if you just fix the movement, like you could get a 20. You could get a 21. You're not that far away. So I'm just trying to think of like it's really the pumping. It's the pumping, and actually that would explain why you got a 102.9 sword. It's because of the pumping. Like I think getting a 102.2 to a 102.5 sword is kind of difficult at your skill level, but you should be able to get like a 102.6 sword or a 102.7. Like if you just don't pump, you get like a 102.6 or 102.7 or something like that. I might be wrong on that, but yeah, I think that would explain that. But yeah, let's see if you get a PB that's substantial, and then we can watch that and kind of like maybe look at some improvements, and then if not, look at the improvements. We can maybe find some other stuff or find some new stuff, or maybe look at like just look at some of the boss fights and see how they went. Oh yeah, your Armos has issues too. It's like Armos, the rooms for Armos, doorways. You have a lot of issues with doorways, pumping in general. Um, those are all problems. I thought again the reaction RNG, you seem to do really well at, especially Muller, and then um, the big key skip in Eastern. That was pretty good too. I thought that was really clean. So I don't think like that's not the problem, which is good because that can be a problem for some people. The rail lag, keep that in mind. It comes up here and there. There's a lot of movement stuff. I think it takes time to learn. But if you just spent like an hour practicing this video, I think it's longer than it takes to practice. Because a lot of it is just the same things in repeat. But it wasn't too long, an hour. It's not too bad. I think we didn't really go through most of the run, obviously, because I'm just looking at practice VOD. But yeah, hopefully, and I think for other people, anybody watching this that is around a similar skill or just is learning this game, this stuff's always really helpful. I think so. All right, later, guys.